This day, I'm reviewing some financial records for one of the nonprofit boards where I have a role as a president, and it made me think about recording this video that may be interesting and helpful to those of you who are involved in the nonprofit world. Right off the top, you need to understand that a nonprofit organization is probably one of the most influential social organizations in our free society. The for profit business, which I'm also involved with, I have my own company, plus I consult to companies, has a profit motive, and commercial products are included with that sometimes. But the nonprofit world and the scope of things that they get involved with hit so many other institutions of need, social need, and there are over a million of them. I'm sure there's more than that, but they consist of people that volunteer their time, which creates part of the problem because you're not paid, and so there needs to be a serious amount of commitment there. And when you start to compare the chief executive of a nonprofit and the treasurer, who I think is right a step down from the CEO, um, they have quite a lot of fiduciary responsibility of keeping financial records and uh, preparing very meaningful financial statements, budgeting, and anticipating problems from a good budget, and the obvious safeguarding of the financial assets. And from my experience of consulting with the United Way and the City of Hope in California, United Negro College Fund, uh, complying with federal and state reporting requirements, very very important. And now that I'm mentioning that the secretary is right up under the CEO or president of the nonprofit, this secretary, sometimes I'm sorry, the treasurer, sometimes the secretary assumes some of those roles. Uh, and for large organizations, sometimes they have a full-time bookkeeper. Some of them have an accounting staff. I worked for a firm out in California that had a whole staff of accountants. So whatever the case may be, you need to understand that uh, your reporting needs to pass what I call the non-accountant test. Okay, these statements should be uh, easily comprehensible so that any person could understand the picture and the characteristics of the organization. They should be concise. You don't want them to be so detailed that nobody gets anything, and they should be very inclusive in scope and if possible, contain all the activities of the organization. All right. So this non-accountant test is one that's used quite frequently to help. Now, one of the things that I do a lot with my organizations that I'm involved with is I try to do trending. You want to look at about 3 years worth of data. And when you notice trends, and hopefully you're proactive, notice these trends, then you can make some course adjustments and do something as you compare it to the budget and compare it to uh, previous years. Okay, so there are a lot more details which I don't want to go into here, but hopefully this is understanding enough to you to see your role as a steward versus profitability, understanding the modified cash basis and uh, fund accounting style of recording transactions, interfund transfers. When I did a lot of work for the university there in Southern California, they had a lot of relationship with the county, with Los Angeles County. So there was a lot of interfund transfers between the different funds and grants that the university had. When I did a little bit of consulting for the City of Hope, there was a element of bequest as we were receiving money from different people that were willing their money to the cancer research that we were doing there. When I managed the dance company, performing arts have a quite unique style of accounting, and I found very clever, creative ways of handling all of the costumes that the dancers wore, the outfits that they danced in. I saw as assets. We maintained those. They just didn't. Well, they did depreciate, but kind of short depreciation life cycle. So hopefully this has been helpful. Good luck for those of you who are also out there managing nonprofit organizations. I am Dr. Brandon Hamilton. Thank you for listening.